But at a time when football's top honours are spread ever more thinly, it's great to see these two clubs just one match away from a Hampden Cup final. We're just minutes away from kick-off at Hampden. With me in the studio, I'm delighted to say once again, Gordon Smith and Pat Nevin. Gordon, it's the new second division champions against a team in the middle of the first. Who's the favourites?
Well, it's amazing to think that is the second division team who are favourites. If you've been away out of the country for a while and you came back and your friend was explaining to you that you've got a Scottish Cup semi-final involving a first and a second division team, and the second division team is actually favourites, you would think it is April Fool's Day. And we all know it is, but I'm looking forward to the game. I think it'll be good. I think it's a lot tighter than some people might imagine, though. I think Dundee have got a real chance. Yeah,
and it would be the first time ever if Gretna make it that a team from the third tier of Scottish football had made it to the Cup final. It's an amazing story, Pat. The thing that worries me is semi-finals are often poor games just because of what's at stake. Is this going to be a good one?
I think it will be, because it is Hampden Park, you know, and it's a cup final for them. These players, most of them aren't usually playing at this stadium, used to playing at this stadium. So yeah, I think it will be pretty. It could be an exciting game. I also think there's some good strikers in show today. You know, Duker and Grady up front there, and obviously Simon Lynch, and I think possibly, hopefully, Deasley's playing. We'll find out that in a minute. I'm looking forward to seeing that kid as well. So yeah, I think it could be an exciting game. It could be an open game. And as I say, it's a cup final for both of them. There's certainly one man that'll be excited about it.
Absolutely. He doesn't even have a ciggy going just at the moment. Brooks Milson, this remarkable character. He's not quite the Roman Abramovich, but I suppose you could say there are similarities, although he denies it, Gordon.
I think maybe he's richer than Roman Abramovich, I think. But I think very altruistic motives behind the whole thing. He's doing a fantastic job for the club and also for community football and all that sort of thing. So great credit to him.
And I love the fact that he stands among the punters. He doesn't bother with the old director's box seat. Anyway, we're underway, or almost underway, so let's get out to Hampden and join our commentary team, Craig Patterson and firstly Paul Mitchell.
Good afternoon, Dundee. In season 2002-2003, Dundee reached their last Scottish Cup final and finished 6th place in the top division, while Gretna made their first season in Scottish senior football a memorable one by finishing 6th in Division 3. Next season, these sides will meet on league business for the first time, as their varying fortunes will bring them together. The Division 2 champions make 2 changes from the side that beat Alloa last week. It's experience in Alan Main and James Brady return for David Matheson and Dean Shields.
Yeah, a vastly experienced team when you figure there from the second division, Paul, but for me, the midfield trio, O'Neill's, Nichols and Tosh, if they can grab hold of that area of the park, then that could see Gretna take the initiative.
Well, an enforced rest last Saturday for Dundee due to an unplayable pitch at Dingwall. There's 2 changes from the side that played against St Johnstone the previous week. Callum MacDonald replaces the luckless Lee Wilkie, and Brian Deasley starts in place of Kevin MacDonald.
Yeah, obviously Dundee, they'll miss big Lee Wilkie, but I think Dundee fancy their chances here. Brian Deasley, Simon Lynch, out-and-out goal scorers, and Tam McManus, where will he play? Will he start wide right, or will he play off the front? Certainly a lot of firepower there for Dundee.
Well, Gretna were due to be up this way today to face Dumbarton. Instead, John O'Neill, who knows what it's like to play in the Scottish Cup final, plays in the semi-final this afternoon, having started the year at Falkirk. What an afternoon for Scott Robertson, 20 years old, playing for his hometown team, but he does have SPL experience, featuring in 10 SPL matches last season. Our referee is Callum Murray. He takes charge of a semi-final for the first time, and I know he's very excited about it. Well, one of these clubs is certain to emulate the feat of Airdrie back in 1994 and Falkirk back in 1997, in becoming a club from out with the top division to reach the final of the Scottish Cup. The last 8 finals are between SPL clubs, but one of these FL clubs will grace this stadium and surface again next month. And we're underway. Always a great occasion, a Scottish Cup semi-final, and Dundee immediately drive forward. Simon Lynch trying to get involved. Ball coming in. Townsley there, just allowing the ball to go to play. It's always an important week leading up to a cup semi-final, Craig, and both these teams seems to have been well prepared.
Yeah, it's nervous for players. There's a lot of experience out there, but it doesn't matter when you come out in semi-final day, because we know many people can't remember the beaten finalists. Absolutely nobody remembers the teams that go out in the semi, so big prize for them today, but also so much to lose.
Alan Main, and ball forward, knocked on, Duker and Grady, and a good pairing up front. Just trying to get the ball past Gary Brady. And here's Brian Deasley. Well played though by Mark Birch, very strong, playing on the right side of the 3. Dixon throws in. Again swept away, John O'Neill. And McGuffey was looking for it. Picked up by Tosh. Tosh plays it out wide. Taken down by Skelton. Skelton forward. Ball dropped down. Played forward by McGuffey. And all the way through. Past Calvin Jack. Alan Kernan missed the opening seconds of this match here this afternoon, but he's managed to drag himself out the dressing room to watch it.
I think he'd be a nervous man as well. I know the league was priority for Dundee, but having reached the semi-final and a chance of reaching a final, possibly winning a competition in European football, and we know Dundee financially have problems, this could be a big, big boon for them if they could reach the final.
Man of the match competition, your chance to come along to the Scottish Cup final to win VIP hospitality for two. 090 11 110 861. If you can agree with Craig's man of the match and you're the lucky person chosen. Tough challenge in the midfield from Barry Smith, loses out to Tosh. Tosh pushes the ball out wide. The opportunity now for McGuffey to play it in. Half decent ball knocked away though by Bobby Mann. And robbed there was John O'Neill. Bowling 10 this afternoon as McManus plays it through the middle. Robertson with a nice touch. McBurch is there. A good open start to the match. Here's McCluskey pushing his way forward. Robertson in the midfield tries to return it. Easily chases after it. And Alan Main, safety first in the opening 3 minutes.
I think he's quite right. If you're a right-footed goalkeeper and the ball's in from the left back area, if you straighten it up, you can miss kick. You knock it in there, get all your defenders back, and you'll happily defend the throw.
Right across from the left to take it, 19-year-old Paul Dixon, first season in Dundee top team. Bobby Mann is a potential target, 1 goal in the Scottish Cup campaign. That's a monster throw, headed away well by Chris Innes. Ball played back into a deflection. Again played away by David Nichols. James Grady in there, and he's played the ball out. A nice even start here. It's not going to go on the head of Gavin Skelton. And here's Kenny Duker for the first time. McGuffey waits for it, should be closed down very quickly by Brady. Going to try and take him on. Gary Brady loses out though. Right behind him was Paul Dixon. Here comes Tosh. Tosh forward. Trying to work the 1-2. That's lovely football from Gretna. Robertson back though. Again, ball is played forward onto Deasley. Some nice football so far. Yeah,
it's, you know, a nervous start. Players want to get a touch on the ball, they want to get settled, but the experience of Steve Tosh, you see there, a couple of 1-2s, was looking to get a strike on goal, but Dundee just got enough men back to crowd him out. But both teams just sort of feeling each other out just now, trying to find a foothold in the game.
That's going to run through to Lynch, and Deasley's going to make the run, but he's offside. Just going that touch too early, Craig.
Yep, he's gone. He actually should have checked out. Tam McManus on the far side may have been able to make the run, but you can't blame a young kid. He saw the goals, he saw a chance, and he went for it.
It's part of the attraction of the play of Deasley. Tam McManus, winning 10 this afternoon. And a spell with Boston United. Scored in the FA Cup. He's now trying to get a Scottish Cup goal. Long ball boomed forward, Kelvin Jack. Gentle take from the goalkeeper who's heading for Germany. Driven down that right side. Skelton goes there, wins the header. Comes down to McCluskey. Easily may try and chase, but it's an easy one for Townsley. Birch. First touch wasn't brilliant. Good closing down by Gary Brady. Here's McGuffey. Tries to play it forward. Mando knocks it down. And all the way back from 11 is McCluskey. Despite wearing 11, he is playing it right back. And this over the top. On the header. Dixon fires it forward. Lynch tries to get there. And slow waits and plays it back to Townsley. And Skelton, a Carlisle player, spell it Workington. Wants England to win the World Cup, but we won't hold that against them. Ball played forward. Brady against McGuffey. Forward again. Gary Brady. Nobody coming short to help him. He'll try the deep cross. Well, that's disappointing from Gary Brady. He's usually much better from the delivery at Dundee.
And I think he needs to put quality in there. They're not the biggest. Neither Beasley or Lynch are not going to get much change out of the likes of Ennis and Townsley. So he had to put the ball in with pace, but unfortunately just too much height on it. And good shout from Alan May. Just let it go out for a goal kick. Nice, good defending by Gretna.
So Alan May, who missed the match against Alloa, replaced by David Matheson. He picked up an injury against Ayr United, but he's back in place. Harry Smith goes in there again. Such an important player for Dundee. This is testimonial season. Plays it forward. Good header away by Birch. Gretna spoiled for choice in the midfield. McGuffey out wide. McGuffey well tackled there by Paul Dixon. He's had a couple of good touches at the start of this match. So McGuffey drops it short onto Grady. Room to get the cross in. Kelvin Jack's coming for it. Wasn't pretty, but he managed to get the fist to it. He's taken out his own man too. And referee Callum Murray does the right thing. It can be dangerous playing centre half when you've got a goalkeeper like that.
Well, if you hear a goalkeeper shout, it's always a good idea to get out his road, especially when he's the size of Kelvin Jack. But a late shout, he comes and he's given him an absolute clatter there. Hopefully he's not going to be too bad, because that's a head knock. The referee's quite right. Get the physio on straight away, and yeah, it doesn't look as bad. It looks like he's going to get up, and I think he'll be able to play on fine.
So some Erlen work for Jim Law. They're on Callum MacDonald. Just having a little drink. Alan Kernahan wandering back. First season as Dundee boss. And Kernahan just wandering back and up the stairs. Not the best dugouts in the world here at Hampden. So the referee will give a bounce ball. It's sportingly not back. So Kelvin Jack, who's only played twice in this campaign against Airdrie and Hamilton in both the replays. He's been successful obviously in both. And Lee Wilkie, who played against Hamilton and then was injured in his comeback league match. And it's a big week for him next week. We'll find out an awful lot more about his injury and the extent of it. Quick forward by Callum MacDonald. John O'Neill breaks for it, wide on that far side. He's scored a couple of times in semi-finals and the final. Drives the ball forward, Grady is there. Nichols is available. Onside, out wide. Skelton tries to bring the ball across. McGuffey though, but the flag does go up, so the ball is drifted out behind. Both teams have had a little bit of possession, nice and even.
Yeah, just can't get quality into the box. Again, a little bit of time for Gavin Skelton there. Thought his first touch was good. Tries to whip his foot round it. Comes off the outside, and the linesman's flag straight up, and the danger's over.
So Kelvin Jack trying to drive it forward. Lynch is looking for it. Won the header. Couldn't do much else with it. His dad played in the Scottish Cup final for Celtic, scored the winning goal. He'd settle for a winning goal in a semi-final, I suspect.
I think he would love that, and doesn't quite match his dad's feet, but might if he reaches the final, who knows.
So Barry Smith, the Dundee captain, and the Dundee player has been suspended in this competition. Missed the replay against Hamilton, but back for this match. 6 players are walking that tightrope of 1 yellow card away from missing the next cup match, which if it's 90 minutes would be the final, but they've got to put that out of their mind, Craig.
Well, I think if you've been booked, you're going to miss the final and you're 1-0 down with 10 minutes to go. You're going to look for an equaliser, because I'd far rather miss the semi-final replay than the big day at Hampden back here in May.
Skelton forward onto Grady. First touch wasn't great. Mopped up and driven forward, but again just not getting past the Gretna midfield. And Callum MacDonald just thumping the ball out. John O'Neill decides to leave it. Gets Gets the ball short. Nichols, who just tends to sit in the five-man midfield, but coming forward there. McManus. To McCluskey. Brady just the touch header down. That could break to the feet of Deasley. It's decent play by Deasley, but again broken up in the midfield by Steve Tosh. Bad challenge by Paul Dixon there. Just going in a little heavily.
Yeah, I mean, he's committed to the challenge. He's gone for it. The ball's away and the player goes down. Nice, easy decision for the referee, who, to be fair, has had very little to do so far. Nice, easy afternoon for Mr. Murray.
38-year-old systems developer, Callum Murray. He's in charge this afternoon as Deasley tracks back. That's good play from the forward. Gretna starting to get more and more of the possession. Ball forward and knocked out of play. Rowan Alexander, he's very dapper this afternoon. As McManus brings the ball down, tries to look for his options. He's got some wide right. McCluskey on to Barry Smith. Two in the box for Dundee. Deliveries behind it could come into Deasley. Well, there's one thing for certain about young Brian Deasley. He's not afraid to have a go.
No, he's quite right. The ball's slightly behind him. He's had to adjust, and he would like from there to at least work the goalkeeper. But as soon as it left his foot, you could see his head in his hands, and that's a chance gone. That's probably the best chance of the game so far to get a shot on target.
He scored a fabulous goal against Airdrie United. Absolutely wonderful. In fact, both these goals in the Scottish Cup have come against Airdrie United. He's certainly got the ability to finish. Here comes Brady. On to Deasley again. Gretna and Dundee facing each other for the first time. Deasley on to Dixon. That's a decent ball across. And I'm wondering if Simon Lynch believed he was actually going to reach that, because if he'd gone that extra couple of yards.
I think he's just struck it too well. Paul Dixon, it's a fantastic cross, but you can see there Simon Lynch, just no way he could get an end of that. Just far too close to the goalkeeper, but beautifully struck cross.
So Lynch looks on as Townsley plays the ball in onto Skelton. Very tight indeed. And Gretna perhaps a touch fortunate there. Skelton just turning around saying to Townsley, not the best throw, mate. Alan Main used. Deasley tries to close down. Comes Mark Birch. On to Duker. Duker onside. He just timed that perfectly.
He did well, you know. You see his goals for column, he knows where the back of the net is, so he knows how to get in behind defences. But Dundee have coped really well with the front two so far.
Little misstep there by Ryan McGuffey. Ever present for Gretna in the Scottish Cup. In fact, half a dozen of them have played in every match. Gretna have got nobody in danger of missing a semi-final replay or the Scottish Cup final, should they collect a yellow card. Pushed forward by Tosh. Dundee again, mop up. Very solid at the back so far. Skelton brought into the action. McManus up against him. Forward again, knocked away by Callum MacDonald. Into Brady. 15 minutes gone, no goals so far. Well, the goalkeeper with a serious save to make. Some decent passing, and Dundee coming forward. Smith tries to release McManus. McManus against Townsley. Both former Hibs players at different times. And nicely mopped up.
That's very cool defending. Alan Main, when it came back, I thought he was going to go safety first again, but had the composure just to pass his way out of defence.
Here comes Gary Brady. Deasley again trying to get away from Birch. Does so. That's a nice touch. Breaking into the box. What are his options? Plays it across. Chance to pull the ball back. Robertson got up very quickly. Well, there are times you want to just move your foot away there. I think Gary Brady wanted to do that to conceded the throw, but good play.
Fantastic play with the youngster. Once he gets to the bylines, trying to pick out a pass. It was a good challenge by Derek Townsley to see it off, but that's the danger of young Deasley. One-on-one, when he gets by defenders, then he causes problems.
Simon Lynch in and around things there too. So There's always caution in a semi-final. These teams are wanting to move forward quickly when they can. And Cal McDonald launches one forward again for Deasley to try and chase. Burt's got the touch. McGuffey with a scuff pass. And Burt's going in very, very quickly that time, not giving Deasley time to bring the ball down.
That's quite right. You know, you don't let forwards turn. If you can meet them just as the ball's landing, you can be committed to the challenge. And Mark Burt's, having beat the last time, making sure it wasn't going to happen a second time.
Smith leaves it for Mann. They were on opposing teams when Dundee last won in the semi-final. Dundee playing Inverness Cali Thistle. Bobby Mann knows what it's like to lose a semi-final. You can often use that as motivation.
Well, you know what it feels like after the game and the bus journey back up the road, and you don't want it to happen again. And when you get to a certain age, this might be your last chance ever making the final, so you don't want it to pass you by.
Ball gets played in field. McDonald again forward. And Dixon quite happy to go away. Second semi-final, of course, tomorrow afternoon. You can see extended highlights on BBC One Scotland. Hibernian against Heart of Midlothian to give it their Sunday name. I'm looking forward to that. Bobby Mann again, just a little gentle back header. To Kelvin Jack. He is one of the experienced players ever present in the Cup campaign. The only time he sat out this season was the 7-0 against Airdrie United when Alan Callahan made wholesale changes. Just, well, in fact, it was less than 48 hours after the quarter-final win. Brady leading the charge. Tosh on to Nichols. Tosh trying to come forward again. Dundee, plenty of players back. Shout for handball, and it's awarded. Contrast the systems. Dundee's 4-4-2. Gretna's 3-5-2.
Yeah, I think Gretna with the 5 in midfield are having slightly more of the ball, but they're finding it difficult to get to the front men and link up, because anything that's gone up in the air, Bobby Mann's knocking back. Dundee the same way. When they knock balls forward, Townsley and Krasinnis are picking them up, so it's important that people get the ball into feet, then they can cause problems.
Lynch was given a bit of space there, and he's going to win the first corner of this Tennent's Scottish Cup semi-final. I was just surprised at the amount of space he was given.
Yeah, well, he pulled out from the middle. It's down to communication. If he's moving out off a centre-back, the centre-back passes him onto a full-back, there's no danger. If there's no communication, you get somebody on the ball, and all of a sudden you find yourself defending a corner. Which
Bobby Mann wants to get on the end of. Brady rather loops it up in the air. Does get the touchdown. Danger for Gretna. Stuart McCluskey tries to rebuild the attack. He's going to take on McGuffey. He's got round him too. Dangerous cross, but Alan Main comes and gathers and immediately gets Gretna on the attack through Tosh. Little stutter step there by Chuka. McManus, he clumsy in the fact that he got himself back.
He did well, Tam McManus. When that move breaks down, you've got centre-backs up for corners. Everybody has got to get back. Tam McManus made up great ground, but Kenny Duka, as an experienced striker, you just step across him, you go to ground, and 10 times out of 10, the referee will award you a free kick. So the free kick to be swung forward. Krasinnis goes up. He's one of the targets. He gets the head flick on, but it's an easy one for Kelvin Jack to take. Krasinnis was red carded in this tournament against Clyde in a very ill-tempered match at Broadwood. As Deasley can't link with Robertson. Robertson again chasing back. Here's McCluskey, tries to get McManus into the game, but just a very adventurous hit there from McCluskey. 10 years at St Johnstone, and then just moves slightly further north, but well over hit. I think when you're playing against a back three, the way Gretna play, you're always going to find a sweeper dropping off and clearing up those situations, so I still think the ball into feet's the way to go. And almost through there, but again, Dundee had 4 men moving in the middle, the fullbacks coming across to squeeze out Grady and Duka. That's good defending. Down the middle, the fullbacks go in, the centre-backs make themselves hard to beat, and you've just got a crowd there, and there was just no way through for Gretna. McManus tries to bring that down. It was a little tug there by John O'Neill. The referee wasn't going to miss that one. So McManus, I think about taking. I think these will play a big part in the game. I think when Bobby Mann goes into the Gretna box and Innes and Townsley come the other way, I think you're going to find they can cause real problems. Mann's already won one at this end, Innes at the other end, so this might be a decent chance for Dundee. Get all the big guys in there.
Ball knocked in, headed away. Poor ball, and it can't beat the first defender. Gretna 4 clean sheets in the last 4 matches in the Scottish Cup. No league side has scored against them this season. Cove Rangers and Preston Athletic did find a way past, but they conceded 6 en route. So can Dundee do what none of their fellow Division 1 sides have done, and that's score? They launch the ball forward. It's not going to run out, so Birch will have to play it. Barry Smith there just goading John O'Neill into the challenge. Picked him in the midfield. It's Kenny Duker coming back. Now Tosh. On to Townsley. Townsley didn't look like he really wanted to move much further forward there. Skelton does. To Grady. Steve Tosh with some space. There is space down this right side. Skelton's made the run across and Steve Tosh rather spoiled it. Eventually Ryan McGuffey gets there and Paul Dixon goes in. It was a nice little pirouette there from Paul Dixon, but he was caught.
Yeah, he was caught. A couple of chances for Gretna to get balls into the box, but on both occasions just a poor touch, and then I thought Paul Dixon was away, but he was trying to get down that left-hand side and was upended for his troubles.
Gavin Jack forward, looking for Lynch. Gets the initial header in, holds off Birch. And the throw will go the way of the men in the dark blue. And Paul Dixon. False start, looks inside, he's got Robertson to one side, Brady. And he's going to try and reach the edge of the box. Little flick on, Townsley allows it to run across. Cam defending there from Derek Townsley.
Good defending, but that's another ball into the box. Bobby Mann won it again, and Paul Dixon's throw-ins are an absolute menace.
Smith robbed by Grady, ball played across, chance for Duker. Ball knocked away by Dundee, very quickly breaking there, Gretna through Grady. Grady just trying to play that out of trouble. And the referee just waits for a moment, then blows for the free kick, but James Grady showing himself to be very lively indeed down this right-hand side.
Well, this is a chance for Gretna. He manages to get free here when he hits the byline. He's looking for a player in the middle. He thinks he spies one. Look at this challenge from Stuart McCluskey. Fantastic defending from the Dundee defender there. That's as good as a goal. I thought he was picking his spot. Magnificent challenge, McCluskey.
Best opportunity of the match. Gretna, the Duker fighting with Robertson. Robertson did enough. Very tight there for Dundee. Dixon looks up. And we'll get the throw. Chris Innes just coming across. Signed in January 2005, Chris Innes. As Gretna prepare for the second division campaign, but another long throw should come in here.
Yeah, Bobby Mann's up again, and this time he's joined by Callum MacDonald. I think Dundee see this as a real weapon this afternoon. They believe this can cause Gretna real problems.
Dixon long throw, main came and then went back. Ball should break the way of Dundee. McCluskey wanted to fire it forward. He's fortunate to get it through. It comes off a white shirt. It was a good touch from McCluskey. He had to get there because Gretna were going to break quickly.
Yeah, you got it. And the good thing is there, you get it back across the goal. Don't just chip it down the middle, looking to find somebody. And they've got another throw in, and here comes another launch right in on top of Alan Main.
Dixon throws it in, Mann goes searching again, wins the header, came down for Lynch. Would have been spectacular if he'd connected. Always a difficult one for a goalkeeper to try and take two. Grady's conceded to McCluskey. Dundee growing in confidence. McCluskey's pass wasn't the best. Made McManus have to stop. McManus though, good cross in, Lynch with the header, could break down. And again Dundee causing problems.
Tam McManus on the right-hand side, what a ball to get in, got his foot round it, great ball into the area, and really cool defending by Birch at the back post. I thought he was under real pressure, he just knocks it back to the goalkeeper, cool as a cucumber.
Well, I thought Lynch was the favourite for that all the way, and he saved Birch with a header. Good
just
play.
the ball from Tam McManus. It's really the ball going towards the goalkeeper and spinning away. It gives forwards a real chance.
So main to Townsley. Cold, breezy afternoon at the National Stadium. Nichols was closed down quickly and illegally. And Lynch was here. This was the cross you were talking about. It was great play.
It's a wonderful ball, you know, and you think there's Simon Lynch, it's a free header, he just doesn't get enough on it. He's under a bit of pressure, but you think the First Division top scorer, he would feel that he should be getting that on target.
18 goals this term scored in the Scottish Cup against Hamilton. The last goal they got in the replay. But the free kick goes Gretna's way for the challenge by Robertson. And there's Kenny Duca, top scorer with 22 goals. Well, he was till James Grady went past him. Ball gets played forward. Headed up, difficult one for man. Brought down, Grady goes in there. Felt he was being pulled. Murray not interested. And the ball flicked away from Deasley. Deasley holds it in. Needs more support. Robertson's coming through the middle. Oh, it was great past the first man. Just wanted to do too much, but the ball wasn't kept in. He's not scared at all.
No, it's just a young lad who's out there to enjoy himself. When he gets the ball, he wants players to dive in, he wants to take them on, and he's got quick feet and he's unlucky. He beats one, just got crowded out by the second.
Good feet again from the more experienced McManus. Plays it through. Lynch tries to go in there. Alan Main rapidly off his line, and good play from the goalkeeper.
Well done, Alan Main spotted the danger. McManus again, he's just spotted that ball through. Lynch, he thinks onto it, but experienced goalkeeper sees it early, and he's out like a flash, and the danger's over.
Free kick against Dundee. There was a little push there. Alan Murray right on with play. Callum MacDonald looking on. That's going to be taken quickly. It's played through. Duker made the run in field for Grady. Well, the touch came in, and Dixon can place the assistant, but good quick thinking from Gretna.
Yeah, everybody's looking for the ball into the box. It's played quickly. James Grady, I thought he was going to knock the ball across. Again, a good challenge by the defender, but that's one off the training ground. Just mix things up. Don't be too predictable.
So John O'Neill and Gavin Skelton. Grady and Duker in the box. 45 goals this term between them. Kelvin Jack comes looking for it. He then has to take it. He does. Pretty much untroubled.
That's wonderful if you're a centre-back in there. The minute the ball leaves the corner kicker's foot, as soon as it's in the air, your goalkeeper gives you a great shout, and he comes and catches it. Tremendous.
Deasley's got the pace to keep it in. It's only got one man in the box now, 3. Could do with some help more locally, though. There's only so much he can do, and Townsley sweeps it away. Grady again, becoming more influential in this game. One player we've not really seen too much of is Kenny Duca.
He's one of these type, you know, I think, you know, the old penalty box striker. He thrives on chances, but people have to get ball into good areas, and Dundee have dealt with everything that's been thrown at them at all, and the best chances have actually been at the other end. Kelvin Jack, other than fielding a couple of crosses, hasn't really had a shot to warm his hands.
Townsley digs away, looking for Grady, and then tries to link up with his partner, Duca. But an interesting match so far. I wonder who will emerge as Craig's man of the match. Your chance to go to the Tennis Scottish Cup final. VIP hospitality for 2. If you can agree with Craig, and you're the lucky name drawn. So half an hour gone in the first of the 2 Scottish Cup semi-finals. No breakthrough from either side. In a very even contest. And really is very little to separate them so far.
No, it's players match up against players, and there tends to be more players stopping their opposite number getting into the game than doing anything themselves. But there's been a couple of half chances, and both teams, when they do get set pieces in the final third, have the kind of height that can cause problems. So I've got a funny feeling it might be one of these situations that gets us the opener, then the game opens up.
Alan Skelton tracks the ball back onto John O'Neill. It's the quarter-final match. Neil on the ball again, on to Townsley. And Townsley, that was loose. Chris Innes slides in, but it means the quality of the ball isn't great. And the free kick goes against Kenny Duca. And that's why just applying that little bit of pressure near the halfway line can make all the difference.
Well, that's it. You know, I think Dundee have done well. They've dropped off there. They've let Davy Nicholl, Stevie Tosh, John O'Neill get a couple of touches. As soon as they play the ball forward, then they're snapping, then they're making challenges. And it says a lot for the Dundee defence when you look at the goals that Duca and Grady have scored between them, that they haven't really had a sniff so far.
Gretna have been used to having it their own way in their own division, the champions. Just 2 defeats in 30 Division 2 matches this term against Forfar and Morton, both at Raydale Park, and beaten away from home. Kenny Duca again, the free kick against them, and they might start to add up. Cal McDonald drives it through to nobody in particular, but fortunate that Birch played it to Brady. Here comes Dixon. Space out wide. Just overhits McManus though. Thought McCluskey was the better pass, just behind McManus.
Yeah, just trying to get the ball forward too quick sometimes when the game gets into a little bit of a lull and you're looking for something to open it up. The player goes for the killer ball, you know, the one that you think might just get you that goal. Sometimes patience is the key. Just keep the ball and try and look for an opening.
Dixon again swings it forward for Deasley to make the chase. Awkward for Birch. Robertson in the midfield. Lynch wins that well. He's going to take that forward. McGuffey going in there. The 2 players almost closed like curtains across him. And the referee was right there again, said there was nothing wrong with that defending.
I think you'd look for a free kick there, but neither player went to ground. They just used their strength. They stood their ground and just bullied Lynch off the ball, and he wasn't happy, but I think the referee had a great view and probably called it right.
Gary Brady, involved in the cup final last time Dundee reached it as a sub. Important part of this side, real experience. Now Lynch on to Deasley. Nobody in the box. Deasley waits for the run. Ball comes in. McManus again. Just the cross has been a little too deep. And McManus, I thought he'd done well, but it seemed to be a little ridge on the line that kept the ball in. McManus nicely past his man, trying to drive in. Good touch too past Townsley. McManus plays it in. There's a chance. Lynch almost directed it away from goal. Here comes Nichols to try and bring the ball away. Alan Main reckons there is a problem, but Lynch was in there again.
Magnificent again, Tam McManus. You know, he gets the ball, it's a nutmeggage round. He just knocks it by Derek Townsley. Then he just gets the ball into the area, and you're looking for somebody to take it. Plenty back for Gretna, but eventually somebody's taking a knock. But great tenacity from Tam McManus. And there he can't see, but he puts the ball in the danger area. Gretna do well to scramble it away.
Scott Robertson, the man coming forward. Tam McManus, well, polo necks are obviously back in fashion.
He's playing in that wide right area. I wonder if he would play off, but it's an area he did fill a lot of times for Hibs, and as we've seen so far, he's a centre forward. He knows where he would want the ball, and he's determined to get it in there for his 2 strikers today. Every time he's been out there, he's managed to get something in the box and at least give Simon Lynch and Brian Deasley half a chance to go after it.
Tom McManus just wandering back there. Had his chances at Hibs, but there was a whole crop of good players coming up behind him, and Hibs felt he was surplus to requirements. Who knows, he might be facing some of his former teammates in this competition. Long way to go in this match, though. Kelvin Jack drives it forward. Where for Lynch to go. Here comes Birch, looking for people to come forward to him. Tries the long one, and all the way through. So Kelvin Jack, again from Grady making the run, but Kelvin Jack untroubled. His 22nd game for Dundee. He's been away a lot, obviously, on World Cup qualification business. Trinidad and Tobago. Townsley ties the ball all the way back. It's interesting. I mean, Gretna are used to getting things their own way in terms of Division 2. You know, they're used to winning games, scoring a lot of goals. I mean, they've coped obviously very well with First Division sides, but Dundee are giving them a real good test.
Well, this is where they're going to be next year, and this is the kind of game they're going to face every week. And Rowan Alexander, he'll learn a lot about his players today, because so far you would have to say that Dundee have had the better of the game.
Tosh to McGuffey. Steve Tosh again. The championship winning goals against Alloa last week. Not really too much of a chance this afternoon. Links with Skelton. He's getting on to Duca. Tries to lay the ball back. Gavin Skelton going in. Terrific football from Gretna. Nice sweep move in the end. The shot didn't trouble Kelvin Jack, but it was a good chance. Yeah, it was good play. Gavin Skelton, a bit of do-it-yourself, knock the ball in, get the return just as he went to hit it. 3 players going into a challenge with him. He did well to get his toe on it, but never got enough punches on it to worry the goalkeeper. Deeply forward is Dundee. Can't capitalise, and the ball goes all the way through, played away. McGuffey up well. Here comes Barry Smith. Hassled off the ball by John O'Neill. Gretna starting to get into their stride now. Here's Kenny Duca. Duca knows he'll have support in the box. Callum McConnell, you know, it's that little bit of good fortune defenders sometimes need, rattling off the legs of the forward. Yeah, the ricochet goes for the defender there, but again, Dundee will be happy to see Kenny Duca on the right wing trying to knock balls in. He's the guy that Gretna want in the middle, looking to get on the end of things. And I think it's up to probably Gavin Skelton and Ryan McGuffey, the 2 wing backs, if they can get themselves more into the game and let James Grady and his centre partner stay in the middle and see if they can nick a goal. Food for thought for Rowan Alexander. He's been in charge for all of Gretna's matches in this Scottish Cup competition. It's the 4th Scottish Cup campaign. They've played 7 Scottish Cup matches prior to this season. This is their 7th of this season. It's the semi-final, and Grady tries to ping it across, header away, breaks from McGuffey, left foot, deflected corner. That's another great effort, but again, Dundee defender just throws his body at it. When the ball's knocked in by James Grady, it eventually comes back, and you think, oh, pull the trigger, you know, what a chance. But 3 Dundee defenders willing to throw their bodies in the road. That's exactly what Alan Kernan and Billy Kirkwood are looking for. Skelton decides he'll come across as Bobby Mann wants to take care of things in the middle. Ball comes in, Kelvin Jack comes, Kelvin Jack! Note to the goalkeeper, if you're going to come and take it, take the actual ball with you. Well, it became too easy, didn't it? It was a simple ball. You take your eye off it for a second. The ball's down. Luckily for Kelvin Jack, not a Gretna player there, gambled. If somebody had stood there, old Ali McCoy's thing, always take a chance. You never know what's going to happen. Bobby Mann was in there trying to knock the ball away. Gretna forward quickly. Gretna coming more into things now through Derek Townsley. O'Neill just brushed off the ball, and then McManus goes past him again. So Gretna having to defend, and the ball headed away. McCluskey looks around. Is there a goal in this half? What a boost it would be for either side to go in at half-time. And snatched the goal in the closing 5 minutes. McManus against Skelton. Ball goes out of play. It's Gretna's play. This was how Gretna did the corner. Now, I thought they'd changed the corner taker, but this is what they did. Yeah, see, he's actually taken a corner there, so that ball's in play. The Dundee defender doesn't know. Now Gavin Skelton comes out, and that ball's actually in play, so he can do anything he wants. He can run into the box with it. He takes a touch, knocks it in from the angle, and that could have caused havoc. If that hit the back of the net, you can bet your boots the Dundee bench would have been off, and the referee would have been getting dogs reviews. Incorrectly, as it would have turned out. But Alan Kernahan, here from pitch side, was none too pleased with his team's defending at that corner kick. Ball played forward by Robertson. McManus trying to put pressure on Townsley. Townsley's looked very solid It's not often you see. I mean, it is because he's been playing there this season. But I mean, you see Derek Townsley sort of playing midfield or coming forward.
Yeah, he's been excellent at the back. He gives them composure back there. He doesn't knock the ball away if he doesn't have to. He's quite happy to bring things down. And yeah, the back three has worked well for Gretna, but you'd have to say they've been under a bit more pressure than the Dundee back division.
Good challenge there by Paul Dixon. Wins the throw as well for his side of Ryan McGuffey. And Dixon, the Aberdonian, looks ahead of him. On to Lynch. Went down his chest, but O'Neill was there. Flicked forward. Grady wasn't sure where it was. Bobby Mann was in there. And then another couple of hard challenges going in there. And James Grady was picking on poor old Bobby Mann.
Is that what they call a catch-weight contest? Because initially I thought Bobby Mann maybe missed the ball. He certainly caught James Grady. James Grady then hauls him to the ground, and John O'Neill comes across and there's another challenge. But I would have to say James Grady, he's a brave man there. That is not a contest I think he can win.
That's great fun though. Forward by Gretna again, just clearing their lines. So Kelvin Jack just knocking the ball forward. Dundee have failed to progress past the third round since they played in the final in 2003. Lost against Aberdeen and Hibs. That was last season. But here they are in the semi-final, trying to put pressure on Gretna. Townsley didn't want to use his goalkeeper. Wasn't sure because Deasley was there potentially to cut him off.
Yeah, you got to make a decision as a defender there. Do I put my goalkeeper under pressure? He maybe just knocks out anyway. Always take safety first. Get it in the crowd. Get your defenders back around you and try and see off the danger. But this is danger. You can see what this means to Dundee. Paul Dixon, the left back, is right over in the right wing because this long throw Dundee see is a real way to open up Gretna.
Powerful throw in. Two were trying to win the header. It was Nichols who gets it away. Comes back to Dixon. What can he do with his feet? Whips the ball in, and they can go anywhere. And Dundee get a corner. Maybe Nichols wasn't sure where it was going either.
You've got to play this. Davy Nichols knows that. It's fired at you. You put your head on it, you turn around and you think, please do not let that be going by my own goalkeeper into the back of the net.
More conventional corner and a conventional take from Alan Main, who then looked forward to see who was available. And it's Grady one-on-one with Smith. Ball knocked into the middle, easily turned away by Robertson. Grady again, 90 seconds of normal time. Here's Skelton coming forward. Englishman pushes it out wide. That's good play. Here comes John O'Neill. Can he cut back and deliver? He tried. Grady went in there. Good header away. Important header that was from Smith. Ball chipped in again. Duker's a possibility. McGuffey, but Dixon won it well. And Dundee have defended very well when they've had to. Gary Brady doesn't want to concede. Gary Brady does exceptionally well.
Good play by Brady, but Barry Smith, what a fantastic header away there. When John O'Neill got round the back, you figure there's real problems here because John O'Neill has the quality to pick out one of his players in the box, but the Dundee skipper throws himself at it and the danger's gone. Fantastic defending, Barry Smith.
So Dundee trying to bring the ball forward. Knocked up high. Flicked on again. Come Dundee, just one additional minute to be played here in this Tennent's Scottish Cup semi-final. So Mark Birch, 27th consecutive start this afternoon for Gretna. Throws the ball in. John O'Neill going to push, bring the ball forward. Duker tries to turn, going through again. Dundee, plenty men there. Skelton with a lovely little reverse pass, comes to John O'Neill. Used to scoring in semi-finals, got a couple for Hibs 5 years ago, and draws the save from Kelvin Jack.
Yeah, it comes to him quickly, but goal scorer's instinct. Take it quickly, get your shot on target. Just couldn't get enough on it to worry Kelvin Jack.
So Kelvin Jack drives it forward, looking again for Lynch. Harmless there to play in the end. Simon Lynch, 23-year-old, watches on. Alan Main driving it forward. Bobby Mann, good control. Ball gets played through, that's a mistake. There's a chance here for Kenny Duker, he's going to take it wide. Kenny Duker, Bobby Mann turns it away, but Gretna have scored! Kenny Duker in stoppage time, Bobby Mann couldn't get back in time, and Gretna take the lead.
What a finish from Kenny Duker. He has had no impact on the game at all. The sign of a great striker. When you see the goalkeeper, he rounds him, gets his shot on target. Bobby Mann gets there, but the linesman's quite right. I think that ball was over the line. Dundee defender couldn't get back in time. Great finish from Kenny Duker.
Comfortably over the line. I must admit my gut reaction was it was well over. And Bobby Mann just couldn't get there. I think Dundee will be disappointed in the way that they conceded possession to Gretna. Ball gets played away. Well, a heartbreaking time from a Dundee point of view.
Incredible time to score. The half-time whistle goes and the cup of tea will be a lot sweeter in the Gretna dressing room after scoring that goal. Disastrous time for Dundee to concede.
Well, Kenny Duker for the 23rd time this season scores for Gretna. It's a very happy Brooks Milson. He's spreading the news. But Kenny Duker scores his 8th Scottish Cup goal for Gretna. And it really was sweet. Good touch round Kelvin Jack, who couldn't dive across. Bobby Mann, he thought might have got back, but it was Mann who ended up in the back of the net. And Rowan Alexander was the happy manager as the ball goes in. He was watching, and he could celebrate. He can now have a few words for his players at half-time. What a difference a few seconds can make. Half-time in the Tennis Scottish Cup semi-final at Hampden Park. It's Gretna 1, Dundee 0.
Thanks, lads. So just when we were thinking good first half but no goals, up comes Dr Duker and Gretna are in front. But for me, Gordon, Dundee were the better team.
Yeah, but it's a different flavour on it. Although I thought as the first half was coming to a close there, I felt that the best efforts and the best play were being created by Gretna. They had a good
John O'Neill was looking a bit lively, wasn't he?
They had a good little spell just at the very end of the first half, but up at probably about the first 35 minutes, no question, Dundee were the better team without actually having any shots on target, as we know.
A goal right before the end of it. We all know the effect that has on the two teams' part. It came against the run of play a little bit.
Yeah, well, we saw it the other week there with Celtic scoring just before half-time in the previous game, and it was a bit of a shame because it knocked the stuffing out of Dunfermline. We'll just see if that knocks the stuffing out of Dundee, because as you say, I agree completely with Gordon. I think Dundee were the better side for certainly the first half an hour or so, but they really began to pour into it. They were creating better chances near the end, 2 or 3 half chances in the last 5 minutes before half-time. They were getting down the left-hand side quite easily. And, yeah, they looked dangerous as it went on. But I think it's a bit unfair. It's a bit harsh on Dundee just now. They're going to have to be brave. There's a good few young players playing in that team. And, you know, and are they strong enough mentally to come back from that? That's going to be a tough one for them.
Yeah. The game took a while to settle down, Gordon, as you probably would have expected. It took 15 minutes before the game settled down. But since then, it's actually been a decent match.
I thought there was a degree of nervousness about both sides. I mean, probably because, you know, Pat mentioned it earlier on today, it's probably their final. You know, just nobody wants to lose a semi-final. I lost one when I was at Kilmarnock, and I remember it's a terrible, agonising time when you lose a semi-final.
You don't even get the big day out.
Absolutely. When you get to the final and you lose, you can accept it. But so I think there's a nervousness, and especially, you know, there's a lot of pressure on Gretna because of the money that's been spent there, because everyone's expecting them to get there. Dundee obviously wanting to get there as well. They don't want to lose to a team who are a division below. So from that point of view, I think that did affect them in the early part. But once it's settled into it, it's getting better as it's going on.
Yeah, and Gretna, they didn't feature a whole lot, but they've got seasoned pros there, and sometimes that's a big factor in these nervy games. Pat,
a lot of people have been talking about it, and we did mention it right at the start, the fact that if you've got a bit of experience, you can actually cope with it that little bit better. And again, that's why I asked that big question, you know, how are they going to react to that in the second half? But, you know, just the experience of people at the back, you know, I was impressed with, although Townsley was under a little bit of pressure, he was actually covering area as well in the first 25, 30 minutes or so. But Kenny Duker, classic goal scorer, you know, he might not be having the greatest of days. I mean, his touch was actually quite poor in the first 20 minutes. That's been kind. But as the game wore on, he's thinking to himself, I'm a striker. When my chance comes, I'll take it, and that's all I need to do. And I have to say, it did very, very well when the opportunity came. I like yourself, I thought he'd made the wrong decision. He'd gone far too wide, but he got it on target. And, you know, they walk away happy just now, but this is where the managers earn their corn without a doubt. You know, can he build them up now?
which, well, we'll see that goal in a moment. But let's concentrate firstly on a 17-year-old in the dark blue. And I must say, Brian Deasley has been awfully impressive, Gordon, hasn't he?
Yes, he just needs to get a little bit more into the game. This was an effort he had right early on there. His first, obviously, chance. He's left-footed. The thing about this was, if he had actually let the ball come across onto his left foot and sold a little bit of a dummy here to the defender, he might have been getting onto his better foot, and that would have been more of a goal-scoring chance. But that's maybe just the early part of the game nerves. But he's shown good ability, and this was an example of it there, taking on his man, getting the ball whipped into the box there, and good defending, and end up by Townsley. But certainly he's looked a talent.
Yeah. Well, he's lively. I mean, we've seen in that last little bit of movement there, he gets the ball, his head goes up, he's looking around. Look at the way he skips past the first player. It's effortless, it's really nice. It doesn't quite...
Young Pat Nevin, isn't it? Just a young Pat Nevin.
It was a joy to watch him actually doing that. Yeah. And the fact that he's a good player, looks up when he gets the ball, he does that.
Yeah. Were you impressed with him, Gordon?
Yeah, as I say, he might just look back at the chance because he's...
Came too early for him, probably.
Yes, having a swing at his right foot when really a little bit more composure there, he would have let the ball, as I say, run onto his left side, and then that can be a real dangerous situation.
He's actually got youth on the side as well, so the fact that he should not tire by the end of this game when other players around him might be tiring, particularly defenders at Gretna, so he shouldn't tire. So in those wide open spaces, players like that love that space. And, if he keeps his head right, he could have a big impact in the rest of this game. Yeah,
we'll keep an eye on young Brian Deasley in the second half. But most of the Dundee threat, in fact, was coming from wide out. There were some good crosses come in, perhaps not fully taken advantage of, Gordon, but there were certainly chances for the Dundee side.
Yeah, decent cross. They got a few crosses in, and they mostly play at this stage. They're getting the ball out wide, and this is a player that you should expect more from as well. Tam McManus, he's played at a high level, and that was a good ball he put in there. Lynch just didn't get the header in he'd have wanted, but Tam McManus could certainly maybe even have more of an impact if he get moved into more a central position as well.
Didn't actually work for Lynch, the balls were slightly behind him when they were arriving at the box for him, but once again it's down the right hand side there. When they were putting high balls in, they weren't getting anywhere with it. That's a very good ball in, but once again, for the second time in a row, the ball's behind. I think it's Lynch again there.
Yeah, is he? I don't think he's ready for it. Look, he actually clears it.
He clears it well. You give him that. But
I mean, it's a layoff.
Yeah, you feel actually quite sorry for him there because he'd been so eager to get in. Strikers, it's all about arriving at the right time. It's all about time, and Kenny Duker times it well. I mean, Kenny's got limitations in his game, but he's a natural goal scorer and he arrives at the right times. But Lynch has just come in there a wee bit too early, a little bit too eager, and that's what's held him back there. But he got into a decent position. The crosses are coming in early on in the game. We were chatting about this. The quality of crosses was quite poor, and we were thinking to ourselves, this could be a quite poor game, but I think we are putting it down slightly to nervousness. So I think it will open up. I think there'll be more chances in this second half, and there are good strikers on both sides. Yeah,
Dundee certainly had a grip of the game at this point, but just towards the end of the half, as we were saying, Gretna came back into it again. They got the goal, as we'll see in a moment, but there were signs there that were beginning to pose a threat, Gordon.
Yes, I thought so. I thought as it wore on, you could see it coming. And the interesting statistic that came up, I mean, the keeper did well to come out for the punch, but interesting statistic was the fact that just before the end of the game, Gretna had 2 shots on target and Dundee none. So despite the fact they had pressure, they haven't had a shot on target. They haven't caused Alan Main any problem at all. But this was a chance. James Gray did really well here, and it's a fine challenge from McCluskey as well, just getting in front of Duker, who hasn't really been in the game. I mean, Kenny Duker's a goal scorer, he's not maybe...
But look, he's got to the right place here.
Yes.
That's where you want your striker to get to.
Yes.
And I think that's good defending there. And that's a great... They've actually built a great understanding of those two playing together, Grady and Duker. And to be honest, get your centre forward in that position, he gets any sort of touch and it's a problem for the goalkeeper. But by this point in the game, as we were saying, they were beginning to build up a little bit ahead of steam. And the big thing you add on to this with Gretna, they're not used to losing.
Yes.
They are absolutely convinced that they will go. This is great.
The corner's been taking the balls in play.
The thing about this
the defender turned his back on it.
You've got to look at the manager.
Yeah.
Their preparation. I was talking to Brooks Melson during the week. They said he thinks Rowan Alexander's preparation is fantastic. That's a good ball in there, and the goalkeeper's A, fortunate that he dropped it, and B, you could have just half a yard below it and it would have been a header on, But the preparation was superb with that free kick there, and I think if they get more free kicks around the box, little back heel there, nearly goes through. That was Skelton there, and it ends up with a shot and goal. And at this point, in the last 5 or 10 minutes, a team that's confident, a team that's used to winning, not only this season but the season before it, they're not worried if they're under pressure for a little bit of period of time. they actually believe that they are going to go, they're going to score, they're going to certainly make chances, and they have got players up there that are capable of taking those chances. So at the moment, we mentioned it early on, the experience helps, and it's certainly helping Gretna just now.
I could see Gretna coming back into the game at that stage, but I just still thought it was going to go to half-time at 0-0.
But for a few seconds it would have been, about literally in the last few seconds of the half. And Kenny Duker got through on the through ball, and I think we all thought he should have turned inside, he turned outside. We thought the chance had gone, but my goodness, doesn't he finish it well?
Yeah. Certainly from going that far wide, you don't expect, with the goalkeeper covering that angle, him to score from there and give him a lot of credit. And give credit to officials for actually giving the goal. Because a lot of people might not have seen it from, but we can see it clearly from television pictures. It's over the line. But
watch him here, though, God. He
well.
doesn't panic. He passes that. I mean, how many players in situations like that go and have a lash because, you know, oh, just get it over and do our best? No, get in there, pass it if you possibly can. It's a great goal. There is a wee argument. We're saying the officials have played very well for that goal and spotted it. I think a few Dundonians have been suggesting they might have been offside when the ball arrived at him. It was very, very tight and he got the advantage there. But that's what Kenny Duker does. He plays in the centre back.
Came off a Dundee player though too.
Yeah, oh right, but the move just before that, when the ball was played on to the player defender, I think he might have been in an offside position then. However, the good thing is he gets in. He's not a fast player, Kenny.
No, he doesn't have a lot of pace.
With huge pace, so he has to play in those little half yards, and now and again you get the benefit of the doubt.
That's right, and he passed it into the net, took it wonderfully well. So 1-0 Gretna, half-time at Hampden, and of course it's the first of the semi-final double-header at Hampden this weekend. We're all looking forward to the Hearts-Hibs match tomorrow. This is the match that's going to cause terrible problems in the M8 tomorrow morning. Can't wait, actually. It's in some ways the final before the final. I don't mean that disrespectfully at all to either Dundee or Gretna, but it could be an absolute cracker pack, couldn't it? Should be. It should be an absolute cracker. There certainly will be no problems with the atmosphere. No doubt about that at all. I think they could have filled the stadium twice over. The excitement over the east of Scotland, and all over Scotland, but the east of Scotland is exceptional for this. The only slight disappointment I would suggest about it for me is the fact that Hibs have actually come off the boil a little bit recently. I went to see their game against Inverness Caledonia last week at home, and they didn't play well at all. Maybe they were saving it up for this game. You know, the minds were on this game, but you know, and obviously missing a couple of players. Radden, a very, very important player for them, and you know, and Connor obviously gone just now. So I think that puts Hearts as big favourites, but you know, semi-final could go either way, especially as it's a derby. Interesting. Big favourites, Pat says, Gordon. Are they big favourites, Hearts?
Hearts, I would say favourites, maybe not big favourites, but I would say one thing, it's about the spice that's involved in this game and the needle that's involved. Yeah. If you think about the circumstances here, I mean, Hibs haven't won the Cup for 104 years, desperate to win it. Who can stop them? Their main rivals who want to stop them. The thing about Hearts are this big thing going this season, all the money that's been invested, the obviously Lithuanian owners, they think everyone's against them. Hearts, they want to win the Cup this year. Who can stop them? Their biggest rivals. I think that's fantastic. And I think with all that involved means it's such an interesting game. And they both know that whoever wins it will be favourites to win the final, whether it's Dundee or Gretna, obviously. Absolutely. That's why I think that'll be a bigger sickener than ever if either of them lose, because not only are they out the Cup, they've lost to their main rivals who are liable to go on and win the Cup. And that's why, you know, the poor souls having to come across from Edinburgh and have to suffer all that as well. There are a couple of little subplots. I mean, Hibs are pretty excited by this new young player they've got, Benji, they call him. Oh, the Moroccan. Yes, he's supposed to be an exceptionally good player as well. So having a little secret weapon there might help as well. But, you know, it'll be a great game. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. And of course we'll have highlights of that game for you tomorrow night here on BBC One Scotland at 11:15. That's Hibs against Hearts. But our first semi-final, it's 1-0 Gretna over Dundee, a goal right on the half-time whistle. Pat was suggesting maybe a hint of offside here. Well, actually, it was two players. It was a Gretna player that actually knocked out the Gretna player. Well done. I think the officials can argue. They probably got it right there. So well done, the officials. They got that right.
and they spotted it was over the line. Having said, they'd have been given some stick if they wouldn't have spotted it was over the line.
If they'd missed out. Who do you reckon the man of the match might be? Remember, we're offering you a day out at the Tennent's Scottish Cup final on Saturday the 13th of May with all the hospitality. Fabulous day out. 09011 110 861 to predict who you reckon will be the man of the match in this semi-final. Gretna 1, Dundee 0 at half-time. They're out for the second half. Let's rejoin Craig and Paul.
Well, there was no doubt the ball was over the line, and according to the match programme, they were going to trial a new technology, a special membrane involved inside the ball, so if the ball crossed the line, there would be a buzzer on the referee's arm to tell the referee that it had gone across. Now, that came from the spokesman, Joe King, of the Scottish Football Association, which probably says it all here on the 1st of April. The other good line was the ball boys had to wear special gloves to make sure they didn't get anything caught from the ball. Lovely idea. Here's one man who doesn't think it's an April Fool so far, Brooks Milestone. A very happy man indeed. His side, led by Ron Alexander, leading at half-time by a 1-0. Dundee are going to have to look for inspiration from the neighbours from Tannadice. Dundee United, the last side to come from behind in the Scottish Cup semi-final and go through and win the final, go through to the final. And that, of course, last season when they came back against Hibs, who'd taken the leads. So Gretna getting ready to get us underway at the start of the second half. Played 16 matches in 2006. They've won 13, drawn 2, and lost only the 1. That against Morton in March. Gretna are 45 minutes away from the Scottish Cup final, and Dundee have some work to do. Grady against Mann. Mann steps away, drives the ball forward, no changes on either side at half-time. Here comes Gavin Skelton. Skelton again. A little short ball forward to the goal scorer, Kenny Juka. Given away though, here comes Brady. They went to the side of Tosh, I think could have accelerated past him. Simon Lynch. Away past Chris Innes. And Davy Nichols concedes. That's going to be a throw into Dundee. And Bobby Mann again will come up from the back as Barry Smith, the Dundee captain, tries to encourage his men. So it's Mann in the middle. Played across. Reached in there, McManus. Tried to go past Skelton and Duker. Still battling away, McManus. Too many white jerseys round him. Here comes Grady. On to Kenny Duker. John O'Neill just kept it in, but badly. Here comes McManus. McManus against Innes. Does he have the confidence to take him on? He goes for goal. Just a little too adventurous there.
Yeah, I think he didn't have a lot of support, and Tam McManus has scored some magnificent goals in his time, but when you see it here, you can see Simon Lynch can't catch up. Tam McManus can't see anywhere to pass the ball, so he figures it might just be my day. Goes for, I think he was going for the near top corner, but wasn't going to worry Alan Main that one.
Scored on his Dundee debut against Inverness. Tom McManus with 10 goals for the Dark Blues. Here comes Brady driving forward. Lynch wants the pass. Brady holds on. 6-7 white shirts back, only a couple forward for Dundee. Now McManus plays it in. Main tries to get there. Lynch was almost in front of the goalkeeper, Barry Smith. On to Dixon. Scored just once this season. He thought about the shot and then decided to go for the cross. Well, a good start to the second half by the Dark Blues.
Another fantastic ball in from Tam McManus, and Simon Lynch took a gamble, tried to get in front of the goalkeeper, couldn't quite get there, and Alan Main just got enough of a punch on it to clear the danger. But Dundee, I think they started well in the second half. That must have floored them, losing the goal right on half-time, but they seem to have picked themselves up after the half-time pep talk.
Dixon again with a long throw. Robertson, man looking for it. Lynch was trying to get in on the mix. Well, just scuffed away there by O'Neill. Robertson getting too many black and white shirts round him. Plusky. You can't take a chance with Grady around. Trying to bring it down. Here comes Grady. Duker will be inside him. Skelton's there. John O'Neill. Gretna with a goal advantage. They can take their time coming forward. That should be an easy one for Cal McDonald to play away. Angle ball looking for Gavin Skelton. Skelton looks up, see who's around. Turned away by Bobby Mann. And again, plenty of white shirts for them.
Yeah, it's a good move, you know, good switch. Early ball in from Gavin Skelton and caused problems for Bobby Mann.
He's in again and a chance! Well, Kenny Duker could have made it a goal either side of half-time.
Same ball, in towards the goalkeeper, spinning away. The centre forward just gets across the centre back under a little bit of pressure, but you see there really should have done better. You know, Kenny Duker, you'd expect there to at least worry Kelvin Jack. That's a poor effort from a man, you know, who has got that vital goal, the only goal of the game so far.
Well, the Gretna bench must have thought that was it. The Gretna fans too. It'll be hard to see Dundee coming back from 2. As they trail by 1-0. Lynch looks up. Not an easy one for McCluskey to take. Number 11 gets ahead of his opposite number. And Townsley, who's just wandered through this match easily, plays the ball away. Kenny Duker now taking on McDonald. Skelton's behind him. And Duker takes the throw. He should just turned and played the ball to Gavin Skelton.
Yeah, I don't think, maybe didn't get a shout, decided he'd made the run, just wanted to get something down there and get himself in the box.
John O'Neill. That's Townsley. A long ball played forward. Dundee trying to mop it up through Gary Brady. Dixon's coming forward to support him. Back again to Brady. Dixon thought about the pass into the box. He's got Smith. And making the run from right back is McCluskey. Initial challenge from Skelton. McManus passed him the first time earlier in the match, but he wasn't getting past there. And McCluskey. Robertson breaks, makes himself available. Well, there's not a lot of space at the moment. Ball gets knocked down. Here comes Grady. Here comes Brady. Brady looking to play it forwards. Gary's been conceded a lot of ground. Not noted for his goal scoring, Gary Brady, not scored this season. This is his 35th match, just a couple of goals in his Dundee career.
I just ran out of ideas, couldn't see a pass, and thought I might as well try my luck, but Tam McManus earlier in the half, and now Gary Brady. You know, from there, when you've got players in the box, get it in there. You never know what can happen. When you try an effort from there, you're going to be lucky if you score 1 out of 20.
Well, if he'd done that, he might have been a candidate for man of the match.
Well, there's a few candidates. It's been a scrappy game so far. To be honest, most of the good players have been at the back. I think Derek Townsley has absolutely strolled through the game for Gretna and made a couple of good challenges. Bobby Mann for Dundee, barring at the goal, you know, where he probably could have got back and saved it, has done well. But I think there's going to be a big surge in this game so far, because Dundee a goal down. They've got to go for it, and I think the game might just be about to open up.
Well, Gretna have thrown the big guns forward, including Chris Innes. 7 goals this season, Innes. Ball played in, beat the first man, Lynch. It's the header on out of first chance of the second half for Deasley to make a run. He's going to try and go outside Birch. He's got the pace. Birch brings him down. And Mark Birch just has a word with the official, Neil Brand. But that certainly was a free kick.
Yeah, he's pleading his case to the referee, but you can see it's a stick-on free kick. Deasley's managed to get far side of him. He's heading towards the byline, and I think Mark Birch does what every professional does in that situation. He kills the move stone dead.
Substitution for Dundee.
So Dundee have decided they're going to make a change after just 52, 53 minutes. Stuart McCluskey is off. On will come Kevin McDonald, and that I think will mean that Scott Robertson will drop back to right full-back. So Kevin McDonald, was previously ever present in this competition, comes on. Poor free kick from Dixon. Skelton away. Grady can't keep it in. Dundee certainly not hanging around in terms of making changes.
No, I think if it's not working, it's not working, and the manager knows semi-final, you've got 38 minutes or so to go. You've got to make big decisions, and if somebody's going to come on and change the game, if he does, you're a hero. If he doesn't, I don't think you've anything to lose at 1-0 down.
Alan Kernahan makes the first change of the match, former Republic of Ireland internationalist. Knows what it's like to lose in semi-finals and reach finals too. Losing semi-finalists with Middlesbrough. Also a finalist with St Johnstone. Played alongside Alan Main and John O'Neill. Ball gets thrown in. Alan Main came for it, didn't get it. Breakbacks to Dixon. Teasing ball to the back. There was nobody there. Burt should have let it go, but he wasn't sure. Dundee trying to attack. Good play. Can the ball be delivered? Well, Brian Deasley had so many options and he didn't take any of them.
Well, he does everything right up until the cross. Fantastic to get in that position, and I don't think he was looking for a man. He just wanted to knock it in at pace and hope it hit off someday, but just underneath his foot. And after all his good work, that was a real waste.
Well, the Dundee fans on the far side rose in anticipation as Deasley came forward. And certainly worried at the moment. They trail Second Division League leaders and beat the champions by 1-0. Sunderland's trying to close down Alan Main. Deasley again. Robertson was outside him. Good play, there's a chance here. Just couldn't bring the ball under control. And Innes felt he was being tugged there by Lynch. I wondered if Robertson would go back to right back. It appears Barry Smith's done so. And Dundee just trying to add some pace into the midfield as Gretna come forward. Little flick on. Grady back to O'Neill. Danger here for Dundee. Brilliantly taken down by Duker. Almost got that back onto Grady. Lynch on to McManus. Deasley's available. McManus is going to try and take on Townsley.
Former Hibs teammates, I think Derek Townsley saw that one coming. You know, McManus maybe has the edge in pace over him, but he read it, spotted it, and just got himself back early, and no problem at all. That was a waste because Deasley looked like he might be through in the middle of time McManus had spotted him.
Grady came and collected. McGuffey's out wide. Former Newcastle United trainee McGuffey comes in. Ridden the challenge. Going in again, goes down. Referee says penalty. It's not Bobby Mann's afternoon. And Bobby Mann upends Ryan McGuffey, and referee Callum Murray says that is a penalty kick.
Oh, from here it's going to be a tough one because Bobby Mann didn't look like he went to ground or stick a foot out. Great run from McGuffey to get into the box. Now you've got to be really careful. Bobby Mann, he stood his ground, he never made a challenge, and the referee, I'm afraid, has been conned. It looks like from that angle Bobby Mann stood there and didn't give away a penalty. The referee says it is, and what a chance for Gretna just to close that door a little bit more.
Bobby Mann is yellow carded. So the penalty kick. Ryan McGuffey has scooped up the ball. Scored a couple of times against Ayr United in the 4-2 win. One Scottish Cup goal this season. And this is a crucial moment for Gretna. Crucial too for Kelvin Jack in Dundee. The goalkeeper is going to the World Cup. He wants to go to the Scottish Cup final. Keely's got to make the save here, but he doesn't. Great low drive into the corner, and Ryan McGuffey sends Gretna one step closer to the Scottish Cup final. It's Gretna 2, Dundee 0.
Right in the bottom corner. It didn't look like he struck it as well as he would have liked, but certainly direction was perfect. Goalkeeper goes the right way. It's by him before he can get there. Ryan McGuffey, great run to earn the penalty, and a magnificent penalty kick right in the bottom corner.
And there goes Brooks Milestone. Oh, you think he's happy, and look at the tension too that was on the Gretna bench. Elegantly down the staircase from Rowan Alexander. And Dundee, well, almost goes without saying, have it all to do.
Yeah, and now all they can do is just push forward. They've got to throw men forward. They may have to change formation as well, but at 2-0 down, you've got to go for it. There is no option.
McManus drives it in, Innes scoops it away. Here comes Barry Smith. He knew he didn't get that one away properly, Barry Smith. And Gretna, well, the confidence will just ripple through their ranks, and Alan Kernahan will look at his bench. Stephen Craig came on. We got the winner against Hamilton in the replay. Stephen Robb, he's been out, well, for a little while now. Stephen Robb, they're the two obvious ones to come on.
Yeah, I mean, when you've got options there, but I think for 5 minutes he's going to let the players, they're going to be stunned by that goal. They know it wasn't a penalty kick. They're going to be annoyed, and he's going to look for a reaction. And if Dundee can get a goal in the next 10 minutes, this game is up for grabs again. But in pushing forward, they're going to leave themselves a little bit open at the back, and the experience of Gretna could open them up again.
Here comes Kenny Duca and McGuffey, two goal scorers next to each other. Ball swung forward. James Grady's looked lively. Here comes Deasley, gets ahead of his man, now on to Lynch. Lynch needs to take the touch. Ball knocked back, and well, the fans not happy that the free kick wasn't given, but Dundee were moving forward.
Yeah, it's one of those ones, you know, you get the advantage, they let you go, you're looking to get at the defence, and the referee sometimes can do no right. And after the penalty decision, I think you're going to find that the Dundee fans and players might be a little bit miffed with his, certainly the latter part of the game.
It's a very difficult decision to make. You know, the referee did see contact, but Bommyman was simply trying to turn and get out of the way.
Well, it's one of these ones, as I say, once you're in the box, you've got to be very careful as a defender. The angle we see on the screen, you can see that he doesn't raise a foot, he doesn't go towards the player, and he doesn't make contact, but the referee's view is different. He thinks contact was made, and he has got a split second to make his decision, and we know so often they get it wrong.
And there was another decision had to be made there by Callum Murray. And the free kick awarded. Dundee are thinking of making another change with an hour played at Hampden. Dundee have been behind 5 times at half-time in Division 1 matches this season. They've lost all 5. Ball gets played further forward. Here comes Kelvin Jack. He gathers it as the sun sneaks its way back out at Hampden, but it is dark on Dundee. Kevin MacDonald to substitute. There's Gary Brady. Brady wide. Deasley's making a run. There's a couple of white walls to get past. Sam McManus, he may be going off in a moment or two. Stephen Craig preparing to come on. Good ball inside. Barry Smith tries to drive it across. Dundee on the first corner of the half.
Good play by Dundee, getting Barry Smith free, but again, he just couldn't get the ball into the box. Decent challenge from the Gretna defender, but a bit of pressure for Dundee, and as I say, it's vital that they score to get themselves back into the game, because Gretna are starting to look quite comfortable. Experienced players at the back, even more experience in midfield. They know how to close out games.
Paul Dixon delivers. Main comes and gathers, and that's the kind of confidence you want to see from your goalkeeper. And Alan Main just will drive it forward. So Dundee conceded only 3 goals en route to the semi-final. Conceded 2 as the offside flag goes up. And a change is going to be made, Craig, and Stephen Craig is going to come on in a moment. The referee says hold on. As Gretna keep the pace up. Little touch inside. Good play by MacDonald. Lynch just yells at McManus. Bring the ball on. That's a poor choice of pass from McManus. Holds the hand up to acknowledge it. Had that one great cross in the first half. McManus again. Robertson on to Deasley. The teenager. Trying to provide the ball across. As it'd be right to hope for somebody to come and help him. He gets that help. But first touch by number 3, Paul Dixon, 19-year-old. And here comes the change, and McManus looks across, looks rather disappointed, to say the least. Tom McManus says a lot in the eyes.
Yeah, I thought he had a decent afternoon. You know, it's not his natural position, but he got a lot of balls into the box. Balls he would love to have coming in if he was centre forward, but Alan Kernahan has to make a change. He needs to get goals. Stephen Craig is somebody who can get in the box and cause problems, and at 2-0 down, something had to be done, and it had to be thrown an extra striker.
So Dundee with Dixon with a throw. Long throw in, flicked on by Bobby Mann that time. There was nobody for the second ball. And Gretna just haven't won too much against Bobby Mann in that penalty box.
No, I think that's the third time he's knocked a ball in there. Unfortunately for Dundee, it's never fallen to one of his teammates in Gretna. A lot of bodies back there have defended second balls really well, but Bobby Mann remains a threat if Dundee can get themselves in the final third, especially corner kicks and free kicks.
It's Kevin MacDonald, infield to Brady. Stephen Craig, desperate for his first touch. He'll get it. Didn't do much with it, mind, but he got it. Brady on to Skelton. Just getting the feeling like Gretna are starting to play just within themselves, and they're very, very content, Craig.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason for Steve Tosh, David Nichols or John O'Neill to get forward now. But you've got the 2 goals in the bag. Another would be lovely, but the fact is you make yourself difficult to score against. You keep your back 3 and keep your midfield 3 just in front of them, and as you say, it's 2 banks of 3. Dundee, when they get the ball, come forward. It's a lot of players to work your way through in order to get a sight at Alan Main in the goal.
Ball gets played forward from Alan Main. Just over 14,000 people watching on here at Hampden Park. It's first of the semi-finals. Gretna are in control. Birch back to Alan Main, who was last in the Scottish Cup final 15 years ago. You recall that, don't you, Craig?
I remember it well. What a lovely day that was.
I don't think Alan Main shares that sentiment somehow. The thing, Alan Main's still playing though. Ball gets played forward, the offside flag up. Actually, it'd be quite remarkable if Alan Main and Gretna get through. Alan Main and John O'Neill will play for the 3rd time in a cup final, both Scottish and League Cup finals, with 3 different teams and not one of them an Old Firm team.
Yeah, and still to win, you know, a winner's medal. It'd be lovely for guys at this stage of their career to be back at Hampden on final day, but there's still a bit of work to do for them yet before they can start booking the buses to head back here.
Dundee will have to conjure up a comeback. Grady too, was a substitute in last season's Scottish Cup final. Played the last 7 or 8 minutes. And they'll need to go back again, but Deasley tries to go in. Innes just came across. Oh, come on, that man just got enough of a touch on. Kenny Duker, just the ball bypassing him as the Gretna captain goes in. Ball gets played back. A little flick in. And here comes the substitute, Craig. Craig trying to get past Birch. Just goes in, turns. And the problem that Dundee have is when they're going forward, you mentioned that they've got the midfield players sitting, so there might be a full-back or one of the back 3, but there's always a midfield player there too.
Yeah, it's all you see is bodies. When you look up, you're thinking, can I get a ball into the middle? And for Dundee, when you look up, all you see is white jerseys. One trying to get the ball off you, one behind him, and umpteen in the middle, and it's getting forward quickly. But you see now, it's patient. They've kept the ball, but at the moment they're going backwards and they're getting forced further back because Gretna know how to play the game.
Here comes Grady. Almost a controlled urgency about Gretna when they come forward. They'll go when they have to. And they win a free kick. James Grady didn't even go near the ball there. He knew that Kenny Duker had been upended.
See Derek Townsley, is he going to go forward? Chris Innes has been told to stay back. It's professional, you know. You've got players, defensive players, when they go forward for corner kicks, a quick break, and you can be opened up. So it at 2-0, you don't have to do that. Gretna are playing the game the way experienced players do when they're 2-0 ahead.
Over the ball is John O'Neill. Chipped out wide. Problems here. The header came in, and Derek Townsley defended at the wrong end of the park because Steve Tosh was close.
Well, I'm not sure if that was going to beat Kelvin Jack in the goal, but it was a decent free kick. The ball to the far side. Good head down. Steve Tosh's header was certainly hitting target. Unfortunately, it careered or cannoned off his teammate in behind for a goal kick.
Ball gets played forward. Here comes Barry Smith. That comes on to Robertson, who's made the run. Good touch back, just too hard though for Stephen Craig. Scott Robertson was just trying to be keen to keep the ball in play. So Derek Townsley to flick the ball forward. Ready, gets the ball on to Jigger. And John O'Neill, you could see him there, he looked up just to look back as well as forward, but Dundee have won the ball. Here comes Robertson, he'll have to slide there to win it. And he slid through the man.
Referee says studs up, and you know, that is a free kick. If you slide along the ground, the minute you show your studs, the referee has to give the free kick, and it's been wasted up.
Deasley coming forward again. A little twist and turn. Ball onto the right foot. He's going for the shot. Main spills it. It's a chance to whip the ball back across. Lynch. Oh, Lynch couldn't get it past Townsley. What another great interception by Townsley. Well, that would have just brought everything back into the mix.
Oh, what a chance that was for Dundee. I think Lynch did well not to take it on from the angle, but every time he took a touch, it just closed down and more defenders got back.
The ball goes out of play, but Deasley again just forcing the save from Main.
Good effort again. You know, Deasley's the one who can take men on his right-hand side. Good low-down shot, spilled by Alan Main. You think, can you score from there? Main was always going to stop him. Now he's looking for a pass, couldn't find one. Good defending again by Gretna.
Just what you need when you're trying to set up a chance. A 6'5" defender with the longest legs you've seen.
Well, that's it. The goalkeeper does well here because he stops the initial one and makes Simon Lynch go back the way, and then you're looking for help, and once again Derek Townsley has not put a foot wrong this afternoon.
So Paul Dixon coming forward. On to Gary Brady. Brady flips it through. Easily not a million miles away from that. Birch going back. Right in the challenge was Dixon, he was strong. On to Deasley again. Dundee, plenty of players in the box, and they'll get the opportunity from the corner kick.
A chance to get the big guys up, but I think they should just keep handing the ball out to Deasley every chance they get. He looks quick, he looks up, he looks confident, he's going to take men on, and the minute you do that, defenders have to change position, then you create space, then you've got a chance. While he's on fire, just keep giving him the ball.
Corner driven across, Bobby Mann was up there. Shouts to the Gretna players to clear the ball. And that was clever play from Scott Robertson, a little back heel. Dundee have failed to score in 4 of their last 6 matches. That includes a couple of 0-0s. But Dixon's been the danger with a long throw. Will one pay off? Head flick up. And again, just not falling Dundee's way in the box, but Gretna have plenty of players around the ball.
Yeah, I'll be honest though, Dundee, because you know Bobby Mann's going to win it, more players should be gambling on him winning it. I know if Gretna break, they could score a third, but 2-0 down, you've got to take the chance. Think Bobby Mann's going to win it. Let's 3 of us go ahead and see if we can get on the end of his flick.
Dundee need to do what no Division 1 team have done against Gretna this season. That's score against them. St Johnstone, Clyde twice, and St Mirren have all been blanked against Gretna.
It's a nice habit as well. You know, I'm sure the manager mentioned that to them at half-time. We don't lose goals in this position. We've done it the last 4 times. Let's make it 5, and we're looking forward to the final.
A little word there, my referee. Callum Murray for Barry Smith. Just 1 player booked so far this afternoon, Bobby Mann, when he conceded the penalty kick. James Grady didn't look particularly amused, but then again he's dished a few out this afternoon as well. You can't forget that.
No, I mean, it was a late challenge. He went to the ground. He wasn't happy. He had a word with Barry Smith, but I think his dander was still up. He's had another word with the referee, and dangerous at this stage of the game, especially when you're winning.
Derek Townsley over the ball. Just going all the way through onto Kelvin Jack. Ball played forwards, looking for it there. Was Lynch. Bobby Mann battling for it. You can almost see the midfield wall and the defensive wall of white shirts that Gretna have formed. Here comes Craig. Pings the ball across, easily turned away. Kevin MacDonald, that was short. Just knocked away again by Bobby Mann. Dixon, 19, will be hoping for more big occasions like this, but you can never tell. Brady will turn it back to him. Gretna trying to hold the first division side at bay. Dixon comes in, tried the shot, broke wide. Dundee, just a little lack of imagination at times.
Well, yeah, again, you know, Paul Dixon's he does well to come in, but it's on your poorer side, and you're not really balanced. Don't hit it, try and make a pass. It's like just ran out of ideas and thought, the last thing, I have got to go for it. And as I say, on his weaker side, he was never going to worry the goalkeeper.
And they're preparing their third and final change as Robertson comes forward onto Deasley. You see Dundee's best hope in Dartlow. Deasley plays it across, and Alan Main grabs onto it. 4 clean sheets in the last 4 Scottish Cup matches, and he's just doing it again.
Every cross that's come in, he's come and fielded. Anything that comes back, he never panics. And you mentioned, you know, you're going back to 1991. He blamed himself for the winning goal, and you come here under a bit of pressure, and he's dealt with that really, really well.
Well, Stephen Robb is the man who'll be introduced into the action, and Gary Brady, the 29-year-old, leaves the field of play. So Stephen Robb, who last appeared on the 1-each draw against Airdrie. He's been out for a while with a shoulder problem, injured against Montrose in a bounce game. But he's played his way back into contention. And the man from Perth is charged with turning the semi-final around.
Well, I think somebody's got to get beyond the front players. If they can suck Gretna out a bit and try and get in behind them, you know, fresh legs, get in behind and see if you can get a goal, because it's coming the time in the game when you're going to have to start thinking about throwing caution to the wind. There's no point in going out with a whimper at 2-0 down. You get to a stage where you might as well lose 3 by attempting to get back into the match.
So Barry Smith urging his men forward. It's a short one back for Barry Smith. Ball flicked back by Kevin MacDonald. Here's Paul Dixon. Deasley again, MacDonald. It's a decent pass on to Barry Smith. Plenty of players in the box. The curling cross comes in, touched away. Won't break Gretna's way. This is where Dundee do have to watch and get back.
Yeah, you got to throw men to the box, but with the experience of Bobby Mann and Barry Smith, you always leave yourself just a little safeguard at the back. Always leave yourself a safety valve so you don't get picked off. But as I say, Dundee now have really got to start getting the ball forward as quick as they can, because they really need to get a goal now, lift themselves, lift the crowd, and then we could have a real grandstand finish.
Bobby Mann just turns the ball back to Kelvin Jack. Comes Callum MacDonald. So the team in the 6th place in Division 1 are behind to the 2nd Division champions. They'll play each other on league business next term. But Brian Deasley will get the free kick there. Townsley just reaching across and pulling the youngster back. A couple of changes got to be made. Gretna's way, returning for the experience of Jamie McQuilkin. And Dean Shields comes on too.
Substitution for Gretna is player number 3, David Nichols.
And David Nichols
Player number 12, Jamie
comes off
McQuilkin.
for Jamie McQuilkin, who played in the quarter-final that John O'Neill missed. So
Also
he'll
in the
just
field for
sit.
Gretna number 10, James Grady.
And James Grady too. His work is done for the afternoon, and he's played very well.
Yeah, always busy, always a handful, hard to track for defenders, and they'll be glad to see the back of players like that. But at the moment, it's all hands to the pump for Dundee in the forward area. Bobby Mann up once again, looking to get a flick on and see if just once one of his teammates can get in the end of it.
Ball played in, Alan Main comes for it again, and Alan Main has breezed his way through at times, owned all the cross balls that he's come for. Just a little too deep, really.
Yes, the ball was always overhit, and the minute the goalkeeper sees that, quality keepers come and just clear out, and Alan Main spotted it early, good shout, and the danger's gone. He just comes and catches it and sets Gretna away.
Kelvin Jack drives the ball away, eludes John O'Neill. Here comes Simon Lynch. Manny Smith has to accelerate to go after it. Ball gifted to Stephen Craig from Townsley. Townsley gets his body in the way though. And then McQuilkin. McDonald hears the yell of Dixon. Stephen Robb. Cross supplied, Lynch tries to turn off his man. Barry Smith drives it in, knocked away. Ball breaks, Dixon, that's taken a deflection. And Alan Main just pads the ball down.
That's an awkward one. I think the deflection put a real spin on that ball. You try and catch it, it might just squirm out your grasp. Alan Main decided, I'm just going to pat this down and make a nice comfortable catch.
Chance for Duker to go through, and leave with two players across. And Duker looks like he's hurt. And McGuffey had scored from the penalty spot, plays the ball back. Chance now for Stephen Robb to go. Tried to play it in first time for Lynch. Back in again for Lynch. That could break the way of Stephen Craig. Well, Stephen Craig has scored in a semi-final for Motherwell against Rangers, and that's how close he came.
Yeah, it would take some effort from there. It was a difficult ball to take on his left side, and he did reasonably well to hit target, but just couldn't get enough purchase to worry the keeper.
9 minutes to go in the Scottish Cup semi-final, and the dreams of Gretna are very much alive. They are 9 minutes away from the first final, and the Dundee fans, well, I think they've seen enough, and it's always disappointing to be behind in a semi-final.
I think the fans have just lost a bit of belief.
Ball gets played forward. Shields was looking for it. Barry Smith, it's with Shields. He could wrap this one up. Very unselfish, sets the ball back into the other substitute. Experienced McQuilkin. Low drive in the touch on goal. Gretna are en route to the Scottish Cup final. And what a fairy tale it is for them. The celebrations of Rowan Alexander. And this is why.
Just sums up Dundee's day. It's a decent ball in. It's gone through the legs, I think, of John O'Neill, and then it just hits the Dundee defender. Whistles behind the goalkeeper. No chance for Kelvin Jack. Unlucky for Dundee, but now Gretna are looking forward to an amazing Scottish Cup final.
Well, the celebrations of Gretna, it was Barry Smith. The ball came off last. And the reaction of Rowan Alexander, he'll be taking his side back here to Hampden 6 weeks today for the Scottish Cup final. Gretna leading by 3 goals to 0. The 5th own goal in the last 16 years in the semi-finalists. And Barry Smith adds his name to Mixu Patalainen, Freddie van der Hoorn, Tom Boyd and David Partridge.
Not a list you want to be on, and you can't really apportion blame to Barry Smith. It was a great dummy by John O'Neill. It's cannoned off him, and it's behind the goalkeeper, and with that went Dundee's chances of getting back into the game, and now Gretna, they can just enjoy the last 8 minutes of this match.
Gretna through Shields coming forward. So for the 21st time this season, Gretna hit 3 goals or more in a match, and that's out of 40. They've been a goal machine. Here comes Barry Smith. Could do very little about it. Has to chip the ball in. The header came across. Two Dundee players just exchanging words there. Simon Lynch felt he was being impeded by his own man.
Yeah, I mean, it's the part of the game now where there is nothing to gain for Dundee. The ball comes in, Simon Lynch gets a header, it's nowhere in the air, and you find players just bickering amongst each other because they know the day's gone for them. Big chance to reach the final, possibility European football. That remains for Gretna. I'm sorry to say it's gone for Dundee.
Well, the Gretna fans are celebrating. They just cannot quite believe it. They started the century in the Uniborn League down in England, and just 6 years later they'll be in the final of the Tennent's Scottish Cup. When you see the scoreline there on the screen, Craig, it's a little harsh on Dundee as well.
Well, it is. They dominated the early part, couldn't score, and then Gretna get the goal right at the right time, and they've gone on since then, and Dundee have struggled to worry Alan Main.
They're not finished yet. Tosh knocks the ball forward, and Kelvin Jack rolls the ball across. Well, Ryan Alexander, he's been groundsman, electrician, joiner. He's a very handy manager to have around, to be fair.
You can see he's enjoying it now. At 1-0, it's torture for the manager. At 3-0, you can sit, just look on and look forward to the future.
Tosh forward. It's on to Kenny Chuka. Chuka tries to get away from his man and wins the free kick. Might sound strange to say about Kenny Chuka, but I don't think he's played well today.
He hasn't had a lot of the ball, you know, his touch hasn't been great, but great strikers do things at the right time, and he couldn't have picked a better time to score his goal. He's led the line reasonably well alongside James Grady and kept Dundee back, but as you say, he's probably had better afternoons. None more important though.
Well, Dundee won't give up. They won't want to concede anymore, but you can see the heart has gone. And Gretna still lively. Ball turned away. There's a chance here. Steve Tosh coming forward. Corner kick. Gretna's first of the half, but of course everybody now wants to get on the score sheet.
Everybody wants to score when it's 3-0. It was a good touch by Stevie Tosh, and fantastic challenge from Barry Smith. They saw the danger, got across, threw his body in again, and that's good play from Barry Smith. It's easy to feel sorry for yourself at times like this, but you've got to play to the final whistle.
So the corner kick from that right-hand side. Comes across, Birch takes the touch, drives in. Skelton again looking. Twist plays the ball back. Tosh going for it. He felt he was impeded. That's a goal kick then.
Easy for the referee. He got the nutmeg, but realised he'd knocked the ball too far. A faint appeal to the referee, but he was never getting that one.
As Dougie Donnelly said at the start of the programme, never before has a team from the third tier of Scottish football reached a Scottish Cup final, and whether you think they've been bankrolled or not, it's an amazing story.
That's an incredible story, and people will tell you money talks, and the chairman's put his money in and he's getting the rewards. Good on him.
The free kick is awarded, and that's going to be a free kick to Dundee. Is there a consolation goal in it for the Dark Blues? So Paul Dixon over the ball. Ball flicked forward, knocked away. Very across there is Rob. He wins the ball. Dundee have a man down. It's the captain, Barry Smith. Rob comes in and knocked away. And just the ball knocked out of play. So Barry Smith, who turned the ball past his own goalkeeper, had very little chance. This was a hard challenge though from the sub there, Dean Shields going through.
Yeah, it's a sore one when the forward sticks his studs, you know, through. Barry's kicked right through the ball and onto the sole of his boot, and that's a sore one.
Man of the match this afternoon, Craig?
Well, I've been really impressed with Brian Deasley. First time I've seen the young kid. He gets by players, he gets ball into the box, he looks dangerous, but over the piece, I think the steadying influence for Gretna has been at the back, and Derek Townsley just hasn't put a foot wrong. Made a couple of great challenges, dealt with anything into the box, and my man of the match is Gretna defender Derek Townsley.
And congratulations to Derek Townsley for winning it. Congratulations to Tom Muirhead, who'll be coming along to Hampden Park for VIP hospitality for 2 at the Tennis Scottish Cup final. Congratulations to you, Tom. So the Gretna fans preparing to celebrate. What a night it's going to be down there in Gretna, as Kelvin Jack drives it forward. Dundee searching for a consolation goal. Let's put a little gloss back on the scoreline. Win for Dean Shields there. Brooks Mileston in sitting with the fans. I'm sure Vladimir Romanov will be doing that tomorrow as well. I wonder how much money he's put in compared to Brooks Mileston. Brooks Mileston gets his dream, he's going to the final.
It's an incredible story for Gretna. You know, a new club to have come so far so quickly. It speaks volumes for the chairman, the owner, and what he's given to this club.
Challenge came in there from Chris Innes. Chris Innes, the captain, red carded against Clyde. He is looking to lead his side in 6 weeks' time against one of the capital sides. Will be decided tomorrow. Ball gets played in. Tie in there by the man of the match. Always happens, Craig.
Make a man of the match, and he miskicks for the first time 2 seconds later.
Gretna trying to come forward through McGuffey. He scored his second goal for Gretna in the Scottish Cup from the penalty spot. Dundee, they'll just be hoping for the whistle now. So 2 minutes of stoppage time start now. Touch inside by Deasley, into Smith. Smith plays the ball across, chance for Lynch, deflected away. McDonald goes in there too, breaks for Deasley, sets up on the left foot. Just being forced backwards there by Townsley and by Shields. Shields goes in, he was fouled there by Barry Smith.
You can see what it means to these Gretna players, the shutout. You know, goalkeepers love them, but his defenders there block 2-3 shots in a row, and then they break away. And I mentioned professionalism before, and that's what this Gretna performance has been all about this afternoon.
Well, a trio of goals for Rowan Alexander's men to celebrate. One just in the dying seconds of the first half, the low shot from Duker, the penalty from McGuffey, and the own goal from Smith. There's Dean Shields. Well, you know what picture they want for the papers tomorrow. That's exactly where Brooks Mileston Esquire is sitting. The time inside the final minute. Kevin McDonald for Dundee. These Gretna players are preparing to celebrate. Deasley's forwards. Rob tries to link. Battling for it. 30 seconds from the first ever final. And a challenge came in, just a little frustration there on that far side.
No surprise there, but at this stage of the game, you don't want to get booked, you don't want to get sent off. For Dundee, it's bad enough. You've lost 3-0, and when you look back, for me, the turning point's the penalty. It's not a penalty kick, it's given, and Ryan McGuffey knocks in the back of the net. That gave Dundee a hill that they just could not climb.
The full-time whistle goes at Hampden Park, and all of Gretna can celebrate. Gretna have earned their shot at glory. The 15th match in the Scottish Cup in their short history will be the Scottish Cup final on May the 13th. A handshake from Alan Carnahan to Rowan Alexander. But Rowan Alexander wants to join his players. Chris Innes, the captain. The handshake's all round, but this is what it means to reach a Scottish Cup final.
That's fantastic for the club and everybody involved. They've come from nowhere, and they're going to take part in this showpiece occasion at the end of the season. And for Brooks Mileston and the people who've worked so hard, and for these players, you can't grudge them a minute, and they will be looking forward to it, and they will believe they can come back and win it.
Well, Kenny Duker got them all going. In stoppage time in the first half, his 23rd goal of the season, a low cut shot, almost a pass into the back of the net that Bobby Mann couldn't get. Celebrations for John O'Neill. Started the season at Falkirk, was way out the picture, accepted the change in January to Gretna, and he'll now go into the Scottish Cup final. And alongside him will be Alan Bain, and for the third time they'll be teammates in the Scottish Cup final for the third different team.
It's an absolutely incredible record for the two of them, and looking for their first winners' medals, and who knows, this fairy tale could go all the way.
Well, Ryan Alexander continues to celebrate. The Dundee players just making their way off the field, but for Ryan Alexander, a real labour of love. He's been in charge for every match for Gretna in Scottish football. He took over in 2000 in the Unibond League in England, and there's Ryan McGuffey, one of the players who played in the first ever cup tie in the Scottish Cup, the 3-0 win against Cove Rangers. He played, as did Gavin Skelton. He's come all the way through. I mean, so they have kept some of their own players, and they've not just brought players in.
No, it's fantastic that you still have this, you know, link with the past, with the players who've been from day one with Gretna, and they'll relish it more than anybody. And a special mention to the manager. He's under pressure because he had money to spend, but he can't do any more than he's doing. He's winning leagues, and now he's looking forward to a cup final.
Well, Brooks Milson trying to come forward. The steward's not often known for letting people forward. I'm sure they know who he is, though. And Brooks Milson is being escorted down initially the pitch side. He'll be allowed to come across, and Brooks Milson being warmly applauded. What an afternoon for Brooks Milson and for Gretna. And he's going to be allowed pitch side, and so he should be.
Oh, so he should be. He should be out there absolutely enjoying every minute of it. We're not going to make him wear a blue bib, are they, and get out there. But I suppose rules are rules, but on today I don't think you can annoy Brooks Milson. He must be absolutely elated.
Well, the second division team have negotiated Preston Athletic, Cove Rangers, St Johnstone, Clyde and St Mirren, and now Dundee. And the man of the match this afternoon is Derek Townsley.
Derek, first of all, congratulations. You're going to the Tennent's Scottish Cup final. Your thoughts?
It hasn't quite sunk in yet. Everyone's absolutely delighted, absolutely thrilled. You couldn't write this, you really couldn't. But not all credit to everybody concerned with the club. And I think we've got there on merit. All right, so we've had our knockers and things, people saying we've not met Premier League sides, but hey, that's not our fault. We've just we beat teams that are in front of us, and I think we thoroughly deserve to be in the final.
Put this in context for us, in perspective for us. It's the first time this has ever happened, a team from the third tier of Scottish football going to a Scottish Cup final.
Brilliant, brilliant. I mean, we broke all records before us in these last couple of years. I know we keep calling it fairy tale stuff and fantasy football and all the rest of it, but I am pretty speechless just now. No, absolutely amazing.
Just one final question for me. In terms of today's match, you obviously feel it's thoroughly deserved.
Absolutely. I mean, they made it difficult. We knew it was going to be tough. And first half, probably, if you're being honest, Dundee shaded it in terms of possession and that sort of thing. But again, we dug in, and again, I thought we ran out worthy winners in the finish.
I know you want to get out to your families, so take this man champagne
Thanks
to
very
them
much.
and enjoy your celebrations.
We'll enjoy that tonight. Thank you.
Many congratulations.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Wonderful pictures from Hampden, the glorious unpredictability of sport, and that's why we love it. You could not have scripted this story. I'll tell you what it reminds me of. Did you ever see the Ali McCoy's movie, A Shot at Glory, when Kilnockie reached the Scottish Cup final? Well, for Hearts and Hibs now, it's a shot at Gretna. It is absolutely unbelievable, and for these two fellas, what they have done, Gordon, it simply defies description.
Yeah, I thought that film was a bit far-fetched, but it's kind of along these lines, isn't it? That man's, Brooks Milson, he's done a fantastic job. But, I mean, no matter what MD says about all the investment and money and how they've got through the divisions, you have to say, yeah, OK, they've got more money than other teams in the lower divisions, they've got better players, but they're in the Scottish Cup final now, and they do not have better players than any Premier Division side. So you can take that as read. There's not a Premier Division side just now that wouldn't say they've got a better squad of players and better quality of player than Gretna have got. That's why this is fantastic that they've reached the Scottish Cup final and having beaten 4 First Division. They've just made the First Division now, and they must be confident in next season. They've just beaten 4 First Division teams.
Yeah, all from the top half of the First Division as well.
All for the top half. So, got to give them tremendous credit. Fantastic achievement.
Yeah. And on the day, Pat, not an argument from Dundee. I'm sure they were well worth their win.
They certainly were. I thought that was an extremely professional, well-organised performance there, particularly in the second half. There are some fantastic stories. Oh, we know the ones about Ryan Alexander, etc. We know the Brooks Melson one, but Gavin Skelton, who's actually come all the way from the non-league side, and here he is. He's going to be coming, and he will be playing in that cup final. So absolutely delighted for him. Great for a number of lads. No, Townsley, I think he did play very well today. I think he probably just about deserved to get the man of the match. But look at those supporters, they've came in good numbers today. So well done as well for Brooks. I know he's put a couple of grand on top of that, but getting school kids free tickets as well. But see, when you look at that man in the middle there, you know, some people get into football and you wonder the reasons they get into it for, you know. He's into it because he adores it. He loves it. There is no act there. That guy's a genuine bloke.
It's not a rich man's indulgence. This is not just a little project that he's enjoying. He's investing in the long-term future of this club and football in that kind of forgotten area of Scotland where football is concerned.